Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, my name is Mr. Emerald Man, and in today's video, I have something a little bit special. So, as you can see right in front of you, I have a Boba Fett, more specifically from the book of Boba Fett, made by AV Figures, and I just wanted to do a review on this guy. So I've had him for about a week now, and I gotta say that I've been a little bit more than a week actually, and I gotta say that I've been loving this guy. I just love how he looks on the shelf. He is definitely amazing, and again, I just wanted to make a review on him today, just to show you guys, like, if show you everything, and then if you think it's worth purchasing him, you can definitely go ahead and do that. But yeah, I just want to bring a review because I have noticed that hardly anybody on YouTube has made a review. In fact, there are no reviews on this guy, so I want to be the first one. So if you could consider hitting that like button and subscribe, that'll be totally awesome, and it'll help me out on making more reviews for other LEGO customs in the future. So right off the bat, I want to discuss something, and that's going to be pricing. The pricing on this guy is actually a little bit expensive, going in at around $65, and then with shipping and taxes and all that stuff, it's about $78 if I remember correctly, which makes this guy definitely not cheap. Now, do I think that is a deal breaker? Honestly, it all just depends. If you're a really big fan of Boba Fett and you just you have to have a better Lego minifigure than what Lego made, then I feel like this guy is definitely for you. Obviously, there are other options out there, some that are a little bit cheaper, and I want to discuss those at the end of the video. But there are some options that are definitely a little bit cheaper that come from the exact same show. However, I again feel like, again, I'm going to discuss at the end, but I feel like this is honestly one of the better options. So yeah, pricing, definitely a little bit on the more expensive side. However, if you're a big fan of Boba Fett and you just want something that looks very accurate to the show, I highly recommend this one. The thing I want to talk about is packaging. How did he arrive? Well, he kind of arrived in like a bit of a little box. Not like a custom-made little box, it was just like a little cardboard box, and then inside he just came in like some plastic baggies and then wrapped around in a bubble wrap to protect the figure. And to be honest, for about $65, I kind of expected a little bit more. Now, I'm not that big in collecting boxes for Legos or action figures or anything like that. Normally, most of the time whenever I collect anything, I throw away the box. But for $65, I feel like this guy definitely should have come with something a little bit more like, a little bit better than just a plastic baggie. But again, for me, I don't really collect the boxes all that much, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But if you're into collecting the boxes and the packaging that come with the figure, then that's definitely something that you should look at. But again, he didn't really come in a special special box or anything. He just came in a little plastic baggie, some bubble wrap, and just to protect the figure. And these are the accessories that the figure comes with. Unfortunately, no blaster actually came with the figure, so that's a bit unfortunate. However, I did buy my own separate Boba Fett blaster months ago, so it's not a big deal to me. However, if you were expecting this guy to come with a blaster, it unfortunately does not. However, what you do get with this figure is an awesome Boba Fett helmet. So let me just move this to the side and we'll talk about that later. But you do get an awesome Boba Fett helmet, which I just believe is amazing. I'm trying not to show my fingers. I'm trying to show the actual helmet. So I'm just going to have to put him there and kind of rotate him as the video goes along. But I personally love this print of the visor over Legos. Obviously, it looks more accurate, and just the detail just all around the helmet. I feel like it looks the most accurate compared to any other custom Lego Boba Fett, or even to the original Lego Boba Fett. I just feel like this is honestly the best helmet that you could get. The dent is also, it's not printed, which I personally love as well. It's actually kind of molded in there, so again, that is a plus. Now let's move on to the other accessory that it comes with, which is this one right here. It is jetpack and the scarf. I personally love the scarf being its own separate piece. I normally don't like it when it's printed on the figure, as I feel like it just takes away from what detail that could be there. So it's awesome that AV Figures was able to include this with the figure. However, if you do want a printed scarf instead of an actual physical one, there is printing on the figure. There is a scarf printing on the figure, which I will show off in a bit. But let's just focus on this right now. It's an awesome jetpack. No detail on this one, unfortunately. However, you could always paint it up. But yeah. I also do want to include that both of these pieces are 3D printed, so you might want to be a little bit more delicate with them. I don't know how strong they are. However, for me personally, well, let me get both of these items in the shot while I talk about this. For me personally, I have actually accidentally dropped this figure twice now. Well, actually, it dropped one time. Okay, so let me explain to you how it happened. One of those figures in the background, as you can see there, barely dropped on the figure itself, and it ended up being launched, and it ended up falling off the edge. But luckily, it didn't fall too far down, and I did not realize until the morning when I woke up that my figure had been launched. And then again, the next night, another figure fell on top of it. Luckily, I don't believe it managed to hit the Lego figure all the way. However, again, it has been kind of struck twice, and it did manage to survive both of those times. But I do recommend being very delicate with these pieces, as they are 3D printed, and you don't really know how long it can last. You don't really know what blow is going to be pretty fatal to these. So yeah, definitely look after that. And next up is the figure just by itself, and as you can see, very beautifully printed. I believe it might be UV printing. Let me just get it to focus. It might be UV printing, as you can see right there. It just has a little bit of just dots, so I believe it is UV printed. However, it still looks amazing. It feels amazing. It has 360-degree printing all over the body, and in the legs as well. However, I do have the waist cape on, and I don't really want to take it off, as I feel like it might not come back on as good as it is right now. But do trust me that underneath there is 360-degree printing. It's a little hard to see, however, you can just make it out right there. But yeah, it's 360-degree printing, and as you could see, like I told you before, it has that printed sort of scarf right there. If my camera could just focus, this printed scarf right there. And again, if you really don't want to have an actual physical scarf, which I have no idea why you wouldn't want one, but let's say that you don't, you do have the option of just maybe purchasing another jetpack and then just installing it and having the printed scarf there. So yeah, this figure is honestly really amazing. I really love it, and I'm so glad that I decided to go with this one over the other competitors. I just want to do a 360-degree spin there for you. So yeah, that is basically the figure. So what is my final thought for this figure? Well, I honestly think that if you're a Boba Fett fan and you definitely want a high-end quality figure, then I think that this is the way to go. Again, it is very pricey, going in at about $65 and about $78 with taxes and shipping and all that stuff. So again, if you're a really big fan of Boba Fett, I highly recommend this guy. But there are other options, obviously, that are a little bit cheaper. But I personally feel like, it's like, they are a little bit cheaper. However, they're not as good of quality and as accurate as this guy right here. I believe the only other guy which comes close to the quality for this guy is from Minifig Co. However, his Boba Fett is unfortunately sold out, and it is almost just as much as this Boba Fett right here. So again, I feel like there aren't that very many good options for a Boba Fett, and this guy right here, I believe, might still currently be in stock last time I checked. So again, I feel like he's definitely worth it if you're a big Boba Fett fan and if you're an adult collector. Obviously, I don't feel like this guy is for kids because he is very, very, very delicate. Well, not very, very delicate, but he can survive a few dinks here and there. But if you give him to a kid, I'm sure he'll find a way to break it. So yeah, those are my final thoughts on the figure. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I really hope that this video helped you in deciding whether you want this Boba Fett or maybe you want another one. You want to pass up on this one, but you're thinking about getting another one. Hopefully it helped in some way, shape, or form. If you guys like this video, again, make sure to like and subscribe. Follow me as I am going to review more custom-made Legos. And yeah, if you guys could support me in any way, just by sharing the video, liking, subscribing, and again, I could bring you more reviews that maybe other people haven't really made a review on. I definitely want to do that. So yeah, have a nice day.